All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And guys, it's been a while. I haven't put out a Flesh and Blood video in quite some time, guys. I've just been so busy in my personal life and with the other YouTube. I just have not had the time. But hey, here we are. We're back. We're doing a video today on Kassai of the Golden Sand. And some people who follow this channel or who've seen anything on my channel would know, like, well, that's odd. That's not Viserai, and it's really nothing like Viserai, to be honest. But guys, about a year ago, I can't remember when it was. There was a tournament. It was the one where Dromai was the winner, and I think it was when Dromai got LL'd, and it was against a Hatchet's Dorinthia list. I remember that guy's name was Max, and I think the Dromai player's name was Arthur. And I have to say, I fell in love with the Valiant Dynamos. I loved how you could, basically get recurring blocking value in that way. And so I started my pursuit down the path of dual wield Hatchet's Dorinthia, utilizing the Valiant Dynamo combo, well, not combo, but value engine, right? If that makes sense. But then I started thinking, like, okay, well, this isn't really what I wanted. And then I started messing around with Kassai, and everything clicked. I don't know how to explain it. It felt so much better. I don't know why. I'm not saying Kassai's better. Let's not get mad at me, guys. I'm not saying anything like that. And who knows, guys? In the very near future here, I'm recording this video about half a month away from the release of The Hunted. I believe that's going to be released later this month in January. Someone correct me in the comments section if I'm off on that. But yeah, and hopefully we get some new warrior toys to play with, and that'll help both. That could potentially help both Dorinthia and Kassai, right? Anyway, without any further ado, guys, I'm just yapping right now. Let's get into this video. I've got a game here for you of Kassai of the Golden Sand versus Nuu Alluring Desire, okay? We're going to break down this game, talk about it, have some fun with it, and yeah, be nice to me, guys. This is my second time ever playing Kassai. What you're about to see here, it was like my second or third time ever playing this hero, and I have to say, I had an absolute blast because I'm used to Viserai. Viserai is a very different style deck. But I was like, you know what? I like this idea of the Crown of Dominion with the gold interaction with her kit. And I like the Valiant Dynamos, like I was just saying. The dual wield attacking. I love every bit of it, guys. I love every bit of it. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into. Let's do this, guys. Let's get into it. Now, I will say, after we knock out the breakdown of the game, then we're going to hop over and check out the deck list on February and kind of break it down and talk about it, okay? All right, let's do this, guys. I can't wait to show you all this list. I'm going to make my head really small. Okay, I'll make it a little bit bigger than that. I want y'all to be able to see the how many cards are left in the deck, though. Okay, now, let's do this. I am going to be going first in this matchup, so here we go. I like to keep these in 2x speed, guys, so the video doesn't run too long, and so I can pause and break down plays and things like that. So here we go. Okay, I have, these are the cards I have in my hand right now, guys. I have Blood on Her Hands, I have Blade Flurry, Overpower, and Fate Foreseen. Another thing I really like about this setup is how I can play very, very defensively, but then I can also smash in for some damage and disrupt my opponent a little bit. I shouldn't say disruption too loosely, because that's not quite what it is, but you guys know what I mean. I can, like, sneak some damage in here and there and play very defensively and all that good stuff. And hey, against Nuu, these defense reactions are very nice. So we're going to pitch 2 over here. I'm going to come in for a hot streak. And did I miss something? I might have missed something, guys, but I'm going to pay 2. Oh, I think I did an Iron Song versus. I'm trying to see if I can poke some damage into my opponent, see if they're going to pull on anything, see if they want to give me any cards, because this is turn 1, right? This is my first turn. They chose not to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a... what did I choose to do there, guys? I think we just let that card go. I paid for something so I could get it out of my hand. I arsenaled the Fate Foreseen, I believe, and we kept the Blade Flurry. Okay, so they're going to come in with a Scale Peeler. Remember, guys, this has Piercing 1, and it says, if you were to, it's a very annoying card to block with my Valiant Dynamos, but that's okay. We should have other options later in the game to get some value from the Valiant Dynamos. They're coming in with an Art of Desire Mind. Okay, not that this is the craziest card in the world, but you do need to be able to respect around anywhere from like a 7 to a 10 attack. Guys, depending on how many cards are in your opponent's hand, they can really make this card pop off. Okay, real quick, let me pause real quick so I can get us caught up. So this is a once per turn attack reaction, Mask of Recurring Nightmares. We are still in this same link right here. They've swung it with an Art of Desire's Mind. They gave it go again. Somehow I missed that. But we blocked with a 3. And remember, we have a Fate Foreseen in our arsenal. Okay? I think so. If I remember that correctly, we put the Favorstein in the arsenal. We should have. And here we go. So it's going to be the Mask of Recurring Nightmares, and they are going to make me discard a card and banish it from my hand. So let's see what we choose to do here. And then they'll still have another chance to attack react if they need to, right? Or play an instant or whatever they want to do. Let's see what they choose to do. I go ahead and banish something there. I missed it, but here we go. Now we have a hit and run ready to go, unsheathed, and they didn't do anything else, guys. They did not have any attack reactions. I think I might pull the trigger early on this gold token. That's what's going through my mind, because I don't just want to let things get out of control, but at the same time, it's like, wait, never mind. We're going to go unsheathed here. That's going to let us swing in with a hot streak and then with a Centauri Saber. I am reading some cards as we go, so bear with me with the slow gameplay. Like I said, this was like my second or third time playing the list, so be nice. But here we go. We're coming in for 6 with Hot Streak. If this is blocked with a, what is it, an action card or an attack action card from hand, they basically have, I get Go Again. I already had Go Again, so they very intelligently blocked out of it. We come with the Centauri Saber, and they just take that. Okay, they're coming in with a Scale Peeler. A little bit annoying. I do have a lot of defense in my hand right here, guys. So this might be the turn where I need to bait out some of their big attacks, right? It's like, okay, hey, you know, we'll just take this. Wink, wink, we'll pass. And then we'll come in with some massive defense reactions. At least potentially. We'll see what our opponent does. I'm also still, yeah, so notice I have a Favorstein in my arsenal. I'm going to use that now, so he might not think I'm going to have any more in my hand. I see a Spoils of War. I think we want to keep that on the top, but I might throw it to the bottom. I would like to keep that on top. Now, yeah, thinking about it, you know, sometimes hindsight's 20/20, right? Or it always is. So it's like, okay, they didn't have any crazy follow-up. That annoys me a little bit, right? Because I did want to be able to hit them with some crazy defense reactions and maybe get some of those really pesky attack reactions out of the way up front. But here we go. What are we going to do? I'm going to come in with a hot streak here. Did I use my gold token? No, I did not. I did not use the gold token. We're going to swing for 4 here. We're going to hit him with a Blade Runner, which is going to give me Go Again and +2 on my next attack. Okay? We are going to create a Vigor token here for whatever reason. I think that was actually a mistake. I did not. I don't think I should have done that if that's what I did. Maybe not. Okay, maybe I didn't. I think I might have done that, guys. I think I used one... no, I didn't. Excuse me. I used 1 resource for the hot streak, 1 for the Blade Runner, and then I just had to use 1 more for my next sword attack. So we've knocked them down to 32, which is, you know, this is just turn 3, and this deck is not a super go-wide blitz aggro deck like Viserai might be or Zen might be. But hey, we've got a lot of stopping power in this deck, right? So we want to just use up our weapons, throw our resources back to the bottom to use later, and hit them with these very juicy defense reactions. Oh, okay, so he's coming in with a Bonds of Agony, guys. Very annoying card, right? Okay, we're going to hit with a Valiant Dynamo and say, okay, we're good on this. Actually, I might do a 3 in case he wants to go for Just a Nick, I believe it's called. And they're going to do a Passover here, a banish target card from my trash. I'm not sure what they targeted. Unsheathed. So they banished an Unsheathed from my trash, guys. Very powerful interaction there, very annoying because it does mess up my leader effect potentially. They're going to come in with a Slither. So they're attacking for 4 into my 4. So I'm not exactly concerned yet. I need them to fully commit to do what they're doing here, and then I can react accordingly. We're going to probably use a Shunt here just because, even though this is not the best usage of Shunt. In fact, if I had known what they were going to do, of course, I would have done things totally different. They come in with a Beckoning Misplay at the end. They're going to hit me for 1. We're going to pass it by. Sure. We're going to arsenal a Spoils of War and say go. Okay, coming in with a Surgical Extraction. Here we go. Yep. Again, guys, I love this defensive play style, and which is very straight. Now, okay, let me. I'll back up while we're waiting for this to go through. I might have to use some cards here. I might have to use some armor this turn. We'll see. We're gonna block for 3. I have a Spoils of War in my arsenal, so I don't really have a lot I can do here. I want to be able to get out of 1 or 2. Mainly 1, right? 1 or even more than that. Okay, hang on. They're going to hit me with a Mask of Recurring Nightmares. I have to banish a card from my hand now. Looks like we're probably going to get rid of Raisin Army. I think the Blade Runner's more important here because it's a blue resource, if anything. Now, real quick, what I was saying, I actually love control decks. That's my favorite. I love playing control decks. We're about to pop a gold token, guys. Hang on, I better lock in for a minute here. Looks like we're going to go... Excuse me, we're going to go gold token. What does that mean for Kassai? That means that all of my attacks for my weapons this turn cost 1 less for my swords. Excellent. Okay, and we can also use our leader effect, which can get us another gold token. So we're going to come in for 4 with Go Again. And here we go. I have a Spoils of War in hand. Did I already use one for the turn? I might have missed something, guys. My apologies if I did. We're coming in with the Centauri Saber here. They're going to block out for 3. Seems good. We'll arsenal the Spoils of War, and here we go. I think I did a Spoils of War that turn. I drew another one. Is that what happened? I might have missed it, guys. My apologies if I did. But we got our gold token right back because they didn't block us. They do an arsenal pass. They had a rough turn there. I guess they kind of drew some duds. We only took a little bit of damage. Or actually, hang on. Let me go back real quick, guys. My apologies. Okay, so this was where we were at for this turn. I don't want to see this again. I just want to see where their turn was. I went way too far back. Okay, so they did a looking for a scrap here. You know what that means to me? No disruption. I'm just going to take that flat so I can put a little bit of aggression on. I'm really only concerned with their 1 damage attack blue effects, because those are the ones they're going to really buff up with cards like Justin Nick and things like that. So if they would have come in with like a what's it called? Looking for a scrap or whatever they might be running, you know, any kind of like just normal damage attack, I'm probably going to try to ignore that for the most part. Right here, I have to undo an effect, as y'all saw right there, guys. I messed something up. Spoils of Wars coming in first. Now I'm going to get to have double attack, right? Or I call it double attack from other games. So I'm going to get to attack with both my weapons now because I'm giving my first weapon go again. And here we go. We swing in for 7. They take it very aggressively, and we're going to cash in on the Centauri Spellblade here. And I think we're just going to pass and Fate Foreseen in the arsenal. That's fine. We snuck in the damage for 7. We could have got a little more aggressive there and gone in with the Centauri Saber probably, but that's okay. I'm not too... I will say that. Let's go ahead and pause and talk about that for a second. So there's definitely an idea there that I could just use the Raisin Army to come in with the Centauri Saber, and I could have made a Vigor token since the 7 attack hit. Right? I believe that's correct. I might be a little bit off. Sometimes I get the Grains of Blood Spill and the Iron Song verses mixed up. So bear with me on that, but I wanted to make a Vigor token, whatever the case is, if I were to not make the Centauri Ally token. Okay, they're coming in with a Scale Peeler. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. They're coming in for 1. I'm going to go ahead and just give them a Grains of Blood Spill. Some people might disagree with that, but I do want to be able to use my Valiant Dynamos on a potential attack for 1 here. So I'm going to give them a 2 block on what would have only been a 1. But remember, guys, Scale Peelers is basically, I mean, they had to pay 2 resources for it. I'm fine with it acting as like a pseudo 2 attack. Beautiful. They're going to use the Beckoning Mistblade here. I'm going to cash on the Valiant Dynamos right now because otherwise it'd be 1 here and then +1 for the next blue effect he does this turn if he has one. Okay, he actually did not. Actually, he did. Notice he has an Art of Desire Mind in his trash or in his pitch zone now, and he's going to come in with a Leave No Witnesses. All right, we do have a Fate Foreseen. We're probably just going to resort to that. Okay, we'll pass. They're going to wait to do that. So something happened this turn, guys. I have to talk about that. I must have did something incorrectly there where, you know, I couldn't use my Fate Foreseen. And I remember thinking about that when I was playing the game. I was like, wait, what? I was going to use Fate Foreseen? I might have missed an interaction there where either A, I put it on auto pass, or B, they had some type of effect I didn't see. Like, I'm even reading the card like, wait, why couldn't I use my Fate Foreseen? And I think I had it set to auto pass there where I messed up. It happens, you know, no big deal, but that was not intended, just so everyone is aware. I meant to actually Fate Foreseen that, but hey, we'll take it. Maybe that was a sign not to use it there, right? Okay, so we're going to use the leader effect. You want to let me get this attack in? I'm going to get another gold token. He did get rid of my, maybe that's what it was. He attacked into my Centauri Sellswords, guys, so I could not, you know, react to it. How funny is that? That's probably what it was. I just noticed that rewatching my game. Okay, pause. Too much just happened there. Hang on. We're going to rewatch this turn. So that's probably what it was, guys. Let me go back. We have to see that. How funny is that? Okay. I got to go back to right here. So Leave No Witnesses. And yeah, chosen the Centauri Sellsword. That's why it's so good to rewatch your games, guys, because you can learn so much from just rewatching the replays. So I'm like, why couldn't I Fate Foreseen? Why can't I defend this? He was attacking my Centauri Sellswords. Because another part of me was like, I didn't lose life either. We're gonna mark it up as a glitch, right? We're just gonna chalk this one up as a glitch. But we're gonna keep going. Again, you know, so I had to reread the card. All right, now we're on my turn 7, and remember, guys, I did go first in this game, so it looks like we're going to go Unsheathed here, which is going to give my next sword attack go again. And we're also going to use the leader effect, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we got rid of those cards. I wasn't even looking at the cards I was getting rid of, guys. I'm not at that point yet where I know what to target. But here we go. We're gonna come in with a hot streak here. It already has go again, and boom, Blade Flurry. So we're buffing this up, and I'm just gonna Blade Runner because I'm not great with the timing yet on Talishar. Boom, we're coming in for 7, and this next attack's not going to be much smaller, is it? Coming in for another 7. And it doesn't have go again, but if he tries to defend this, I believe it gets +1 if it's a certain kind of card. Okay, here we go. We've got a Glint, the Quicksilver in hand, Overpower, Spoils of War, Hit and Run, and we still have a Fate Foreseen in our arsenal. So here we go. He's coming in for 4. Let's see what he chooses to do with this. We're going to block with a Hit and Run and a Valiant Dynamo. Let's see if he wants to buff this. Yep, he sure does. He's going to go +3 on this. I have horrible news. He's going to Fang Strike as well. We are actually going to come in with a Fate Foreseen. He has a Fang Strike to put at 8, but that's all he hit for, and that's all we blocked for. That was an absolute perfect interaction for us. I didn't even know he had the extra attack like that, the extra +1, but 8 into 8, that was absolutely perfect for us. We couldn't have asked for a better interaction there. Hot Streak, coming in for 4, with go again. I believe it was a Spoils of War turn. I have a Blade Runner and a Glint. Is he going to take this hit? He has 5 cards. He has 4 in hand, 1 in arsenal. This is probably a good time for him. Honestly, guys, this is a good time for him to start getting a little bit defensive. Like, just give me 3 here or 3 there, because I already have go again. And, okay, he decided not to defend. Now, he might have something here, like he may have a defense react. He does not. So guess what? We are coming in for 2 more, and this one is going to get +1 if he defends with I believe it's an attack reaction. Oh, okay, you're going to defend with a card from hand? Well, now this has go again, and I get to draw a card. It didn't come in handy here, unfortunately. He did fully block out, so I was not able to... He did fully block out, so I could not cash in on a Grains of Blood spill to get a Vigor token, but that's okay. We arsenaled a Sink Below. We have another Sink Below. He's going to come in for 6 here. I'm going to give him Valiant Dynamos, Iron Song, and a 3 cost, because I want to keep the rest I have in hand and go in pretty hard this turn, pretty aggressively. Okay, they arsenaled something. I missed that, and here we go. It's my turn. How are we going to do this? We have a Blade Flurry, but can we give go again to one of our attacks? I think we're going to have to precision press here, but watch this. I actually throw that back. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let me change this around a little bit. You know, my bad, guys. I'm still learning, so we had to change it around. We're coming in with a Slice and Dice first to buff up our first attack by 1. Our next one will be buffed up by 2. But here's the thing. They chose not to defend. So this goes in for 5, and I'm actually just going to cash in on that and get a Vigor token for next turn, which will give me 1 extra resource to play with. Okay, we have to pause and talk about this. I'm going to be honest, guys, unless they play some type of disruption this turn, and they might, let's just be honest, they might, because they just saved every card in hand and did not do anything with it. But guys, I have a Gorganian Tome in hand. I have to explain a few things before we go any further. For those who do not play Kassai or don't have much experience against Kassai, Gorganian Tome immediately redraws. It basically cycles through your deck. So instead of having a 60-card deck, you basically have a 59-card deck. And since you draw a card for the turn, now your two swords are -1 cost. They're -1 to the resource. So I'm going to be able to play both of these for free, and that's going to get search me through a card. So let me say this, guys. Unless he comes in for some type of disruption damage with like some type of art of, the art of the Desire ones, Bonds of Agony, things like that. Unless he's coming with one of those, we're not blocking anything, guys. And that's another reason why we're running Crown of Dominion, so that way we can cash in on our gold token, draw a card. It's like a miniature version of Gorganian Tome. In fact, some people might argue it's better, even though it costs. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's do this. So it's my opponent's turn. My hand is oh, and that's an Enlightened Strike? Okay, well, here's the thing. I actually do not care even one bit about that Lightning Strike, do we? Coming in for 5 with go again? Sure. We're going to take it. We're going to go down to 22. I've been playing defensively this whole time. Okay, he comes in with the Bonds of Attraction, and this is a 0 cost. It's coming in for 3. It blocks for 3. It has stealth. When this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck, and then banish a card from their graveyard. Whenever this banishes a card, if this has banished another card with the same color, gain 1. Okay, well, here's the thing about Bonds of Attraction. It's banishing a card from the top of my deck or from my graveyard. It's not really hitting me. Now, I might still block out because I think I'm going to do a little bit of math here in a minute and determine I don't need all these cards because I have a double blue in hand. So we might not need that because, guys, I have 7 copper tokens. Oh, yeah, forgot to mention that about Blood on her hands. Let me go back real quick to Blood on her hands. Let me go back one more because I actually go over. There it is. So, guys, Blood on her hands. Listen to this card. Kassai Specialization. As an additional cost to play Blood on her hands, destroy any number of copper you control. For each copper destroyed this way, choose a mode. You may choose a mode twice. So we're going to give our weapons, both of our weapons are going to get +1/+1, or well, +1 attack, excuse me. And then both of them will have go again, and both of them will be able to attack twice. So if I can keep this Gorganian Tome, and I can keep this Blood on her hands, my opponent is in deep, deep trouble, right? And that's putting it mildly. So here we go. He's going to come in for 3 here. I do want to block out a little bit. I don't want to get, there's no reason for me to get too greedy here. I don't know if he has some way to get a Slither in hand or something. I don't have a ton of experience against Nuu, but I'm just going to give him the glint here and say, you know what? It's all yours because I'm going to draw for the turn, and I have a perfect turn as is with these 2 cards. Here we go, guys. I have 6 copper tokens, excuse me. So Gorganian Tome gets me a hit and run. I don't remember what's in my trash. I just looked over, but I don't remember what it was. Blood on her hands. We're going to pay 6. Click every option. Hit OK. And here we go. Does he have any reaction to that? I don't think there's anything that would matter in this situation. We'll give that one +1. We'll give that one +1. This one go again. That one. Second attack. And there we go. Look at my weapons, guys. They're absolutely beautiful. And okay, so we have a sink below in our arsenal. I just saw it, and we have a hit and run in hand. So, guys, here we go. We're coming in for 3. They defend with just a nick. We're coming in with 3 more. This is just going to be 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, guys. It's just coming in hot. This is going to hurt. He takes this one. We're actually going to create a Vigor token. Okay, and then we're coming in with 3 more. Guys, it's just going to keep on coming in. We use the leader effect. Now, if this does not get blocked out, we're actually going to get to draw a card. Make a gold token. He wisely blocks out of that. We're coming in for go again. And here we go. Let's see what happens. I think I used a hit and run with Iron Song versus where I can get some kind of effect from that. He lets it go through. We got a gold token. We've got another Vigor token and a Courage token. He uses a Warmonger's Diplomacy. Well, let me tell you something right now, guys. Kassai is like, yeah, we'll do war all day, every day. We'll take it every single time because we're just going to use attack reactions and attacks, this whole time. I won't be able to use my gold stuff and my, some of my equipment, I guess. But oh well. We're just going to have to deal with that, right? Okay, so we're going to swing in for 3. This is going to cost me. I actually had 2 Vigor tokens, so this is completely free for me right now, if I'm not mistaken. And here we go. They're going to use a Blade Runner, or excuse me, I'm going to use Blade Runner to give go again. And guys, I have 2 Steel Blade Shunts in hand and a Glint. So here we go. I'm just going to do this. I think I might use the Glint to just give it go again, just to get the card out of my hand. But no, we're going to keep it. That's fine. I don't think that was necessarily a play mistake, but that was an option we had if we wanted to get more cards in hand. But Glint, guys, that is a way to get, let me pause and finish up my thought here. That's a way to get go again on my attack as a reaction. It's a 3. It pitches for 3, so it's a blue, and it blocks for 3. I'm not exactly upset to keep that card in hand. And remember, guys, I do have a Sink Below. I do have a Sink Below in hand. Okay, he's coming in for 1 with the Scale Peeler. Let's see what happens here. We're going to let that connect. We are going to let that connect. We're probably not going to use Valiant Dynamos this turn because of that. But, guys, we have a Steel Blade Shunt and a, what's it called? The Sink Below in Arsenal. So, Beckoning, Mistblade, that's going to buff up their next blue attack by 1, I believe. Yep, and that now Bonds of Attraction is coming in for 2, and it has go again. So we're at a difficult point here. This is probably one to just block out and let him go ham on it if he wants to. I mean, yeah, it will gain him life. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to give him a Sink Below here, and let's see if we want to use the effect. I think I missed the window. I think I did want to use the effect to put the Blood on her hands at the bottom of my deck, but I messed up the interaction there. Okay, so they're going to come in now with an Enlightened Strike. Again, guys, if it's not Disruption, I'm not even going to give it the time of day. Unless you're about to lose, of course. So here we go. We're going to come in for a Hot Streak. They're down to 8. Excuse me. We're going to use gold first. Perfect. We had a Vigor token left over, I believe, so we could use that for the gold for only 1 and for only 1 resource. And here we go. We're coming in with the Hot Streak. They're going to block it, but not with an attack, not with a card that will give it a go again, which I think is an attack an attack action card or an action card maybe. But we give it go again with the Glint, and since it was defended with a card from hand, we get to draw a card, and now our next attack this turn is free, right? Okay, so we're gonna have to use press this. We're gonna press just so that we can get a few cards out of hand because I don't have a lot going on here. Okay. I think right here, we probably should have done that a little bit differently. In fact, I think we definitely should have done that a little bit differently, but that's okay. I think I'm going to pay for a card here. I'm going to pay for one of the interactions, like with the Grains of Blood spill for the Vigor token. Now we're going to pass turn. We're going to keep the Blade Runner, and then we're going to arsenal the Shunt. The Shunt is extremely good, guys, against Nuu, because especially, I think that was the yellow or the red one, and either one is, it's like block out for 5 or block out for 6. It's absolutely massive. So here we go. They're coming in with a Persuasive Prognosis. And what we're probably going to do here is pass and hit him with a Sink Below. And then, oh, there it is. And there's Just a Nick. And guys, they're going to try and buff this. I'm going to hit it with a Sink Below. We're going to pass. Okay. And again, just need to pass and let this Just a Nick register its damage. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, I think I was just messing up with the actions there. So now we're going to use the Steel Blade Shunt. We're going to use the yellow one. We could have used the blue one, to be honest. I think we could have used the blue one here, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do this. Pitch the other the other Shunt. We're going up to 9. We're getting out of that. Okay, Bonds of Attraction. Well, we can actually just defend with Valiant Dynamos, right? Because he didn't lead off with the Scale Peeler, so he didn't have the resources to do that. And, whoops, I don't know what I did there. I'm trying to read what it does, but I think I just need to block with the Valiant Dynamos. I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. Or I don't know what I'm waiting on. I'm reading what the card does. Like, yeah, why wouldn't I just block with... Oh, excuse me, he did use the Scale Peelers. That's why I pulled back the attack. It's like, wait, what? Okay, so he's going to be able to banish some cards when this goes through. He was able to banish a Blade Runner, and I think he did get... Yeah, he gained 1 life. No big deal. All right, we have a Blade Runner in hand, and we have 2 Blade Runners in hand. So right here, we're going to come in for 3. Or excuse me, come in for 2, and I think we're going to hit him with a Blade Runner red and pitching the other Blade Runner in hand. And that will give us 3 resources so I can get a Vigor token and all that good stuff. So Blade Runner red, pitching the blue. We have 2 resources floating. This is coming in for 2, and now we're coming in. I like just going the Grains of Blood spill every time, to be honest. Okay, but this is coming in for 5, and if he blocks with certain cards, it'll go to a 6. So here we go. This is coming in. This is going to be an ugly hit here, and if it hits, I will create a Vigor token. Excellent, and we'll be able to use that for next turn. All right, he's coming in with a Scale Peeler. Very annoying. That card is very powerful against Kassai whenever we have our Valiant Dynamos on. I still think we should run Valiant Dynamo, by the way, because I have gotten some excellent value from it this game. Okay, coming in with an Enlightened Strike. I'm not worried about it, but I think I might as well defend with at least the Valiant Dynamos, right? Because he pulled back the Scale Peelers apparently. So we're going to block out with that. I don't have a defense react to stop this, and there we go. We're down to 7. Okay. So I did pull back the Dynamos because I was like, what if he's going to have... So let me explain my logic there, guys. So I pulled back the Valiant Dynamos again because I was like, you know what? Just in case he has either a Codex of Frailty or a Leave No Witnesses, right? Because that's going to translate to the, either or, right? If they have Leave No Witnesses, it's going to be a 4. And if they have Codex of Frailty, it's going to be bring back Leave No Witnesses, swing for 4. So that was my logic there on keeping the Valiant Dynamos for that attack. And I just took the hard hit from the 5 damage Enlightened Strike or whatever it was. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's see what they do here. This is going to be their entire turn. They have no more. They have 1 resource for the turn. They can't do anything with it. No cards in hand. We do have a Frailty token this turn, which is a little bit annoying. But we are going to punish them and swing for 1 and force them to block this hot streak, right? They have to block this hot streak, guys. Now, right here, I might mess up. Let me see what happens here. Yeah, we have to Blade Runner for sure and then pay for it. Okay, so this is not the turn I was thinking of. It might have been in a different game where I messed up and I didn't do things in the proper order. But we're coming in for a 4 damage Centauri Saber. And guys, if this hits, it's going to, they have to block with at least a 3 here or they're done. They're going to block with 3 and the Spring Tunic. Okay, I don't think they should have done the Spring Tunic. Maybe they should have. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I guess they had to or they lost. Okay, but we are going to get a Vigor token for hitting there, and I think we got a gold token as well. They're coming in with a Scale Peeler. We have a Fate Foreseen and a Steel Blade Shunt in hand, guys. Okay, pause. After the game, right, I'm like, dude, why don't I just Steel Blade Shunt the dagger attack, and then all of a sudden, they just lose the game, right? Because it deals 1 damage if it's blocking a weapon attack. So that was something I learned after the game. Like I said, guys, still learning a lot. This is a really cool hero, but that is something we missed along the way. Like, wait a minute. I could have just Steel Blade shunted right here and dealt them 1 damage to them because it's a weapon attack and they're at 1 life. So I'm going to opt this card here. And yeah, we do a Fate Foreseen, blocking the Leave No Witnesses. They are going to come in with the Hiss, and we have the Steel Blade Shunt, guys. They just can't get around that card. It has been brutalizing them this entire game. Okay, so here we go. We got a hit and run here. I'm probably just going to, yep, we're going to toss that for the gold. Oh, and I had the Vigor token, so it only costs 1 resource, which is really nice, right? Because we already had the extra resource. Here we go, coming in for a hot streak. We got a Blade Runner from the draw. Seems good. We're coming in with a Centauri Saber. This is coming in for 3. It must be blocked. It must be double blocked. They have no more equipment, guys. 1 card in hand. They're going to Arsenal. They're using the leader effect. I don't know what's going on there. They were messing with the leader effect. Not really sure. Probably just to get the card out of hand so they could draw a new card. Here we go. We have an Outland Skirmish. Very nice. We haven't seen that card. I believe I run 5 or 6 of those. Now, I will say this. The list we're going to look at today, guys, I have modified slightly, but I'll try to talk about that when we get to it. We're coming in for a 6 damage hot streak. They have to get out of this. I think they're just conceding. Actually, no. What happened there? Not sure. We banned those cards. We're coming in with the Centauri Saber for 6. They block out with Command and Conquer. No way out of this, unless they have ways to get out of it from the leader effect. Good game to that person. That was a really fun game. Very interesting. And I have to say, guys, this leader, I absolutely love the interaction that it has. I still love Visrai. Okay, Visrai is my main. And I actually really like Zen as well. That's another leader that another hero that I kind of main on the side I've been messing with. But guys, Kassai, what a blast. What an absolute blast. Okay, give me just a second, guys, and we'll get set up on the actual site here. Let me move this thing, and let's go full screen. All right, so this is the deck that I'm running. Now, I have to say a few things up front. There were no Nourishing Emptiness cards in the deck that I was just playing. Instead, there was an extra Outland Skirmish, and I think I had some extra Slice and Dices or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but let me say something real quick. I added Nourishing Emptiness after that game. So there was something I took out. I'm sure if you rewatch the match and pay close enough attention, there was something I took out. I'm 99% sure one of them was an Outland Skirmish. And I think the other two might have, I don't know if I was running double red Steel Blade Shunt or something like that. Not 100% sure. But we got the Nourishing Emptiness in there now. I think that is going to be the right path. This is the card. Pause and read it if you need to. Let me zoom in so people can see it better. This is just a great card, right? It's a 2-cost, deals 6, blocks 3. So it's already in the same category as like your Command and Conquer when it comes to the stat line, not the effect. It's kind of the opposite of it's almost the opposite effect of Command and Conquer, right? Instead of like me smashing in and if it hits, then they lose their arsenal. It's almost like, how's about instead, I'm going to come in for 6 here with Dominate, and if it hits, I'm not going to get an extra arsenal card, but I'm going to draw up to 5. So if you were able to arsenal and get this off, you've got 6 cards for next turn. Some cards to block out with, and it's coming in for 6 with Dominate. Very, very pesky attack. Great attack. Because remember, guys, when it comes to Kassai, this card works like this. While there are no attack action cards in your graveyard, Nourishing Emptiness has Dominate, and if this hits, your hero gain +1 intellect until the end of your turn. Or until the end of turn. Well, here's the thing. We don't run attack action cards, right? We don't run any attack action cards. We're running attack reactions, defense reactions, and that's pretty much it. And if we even were running any reactions or attack actions, remember what our leader effect does. We can just banish, as long as it's a red or a yellow card, we can banish 2 red and 2 yellow cards at a time from our graveyard, and then the next time a weapon you control hits a hero this turn, we can create a gold token and it gets us go again. That's just a perk, right? Well, the gold token's actually massive for the way this leader functions, because notice the text I skipped over. If you've drawn a card this turn, your sword attacks cost 1 less to activate. So that's where the money's at, right? It's like, okay, I can create a gold token if you don't block out. Well, if you do block out, you're probably going to give me go again because of hot streak, right? There's the little combination. Oh, you don't want to block out and you're going to give me a gold token? Okay, well, no problem. I'll probably hit you with a Blade Runner now and get the second attack anyway. So you took the damage for nothing. You gave me a gold coin, gold coin token. Was it create a gold token? You gave me one of those for nothing as well. I was able to clear out red cards in my trash, cards like Nourishing Emptiness, and now I can play out the next one, and there's no attack action card in my trash. Or excuse me, well, I call it trash in the grave, right? In the graveyard. So it's extremely, it's a very nice card, guys. I'm a big fan of this card. That's really about all I have to say on this. I'll go through it real quick. So the hot streak was when this is defended by one or more attack action cards. That's what gives it go again. So they still can block with like just a action card, right, or something along those lines, or something like an aura or whatever. And the same idea with Centauri Saber. When this is defended by one or more attack action cards, this gets +1 until in a turn. So anytime they're trying to defend with an attack from their hand, because they might have multiple attacks, okay, well, we're actually getting extra value from that. And that's a very big deal, right? It adds up over the course of the game. And remember, with a card like Valiant Dynamos, we're kind of like nickeling and diming our opponents nonstop. We're just like, okay, give me a little extra value here, give me a little extra value there, and we're just kind of whittling them down over the course of the game. And I have to say, guys, I absolutely love this playstyle. It is so much fun. And I love having the defense reactions. That's not something I'm used to playing Viserai, right? Playing Viserai, the version I'm running, guys, it is absolutely all out, just totally crazy. Go as wide as you can every turn, dump your hand, and just go everything in. And literally don't even arsenal cards unless you have to, because I'd rather just take a Command and Conquer, right? Just hit me with the Command and Conquer. I don't even care. So now real quick, let me go over these cards. Spoils of War, absolutely insane. So, if you can pitch a blue, this Spoils of War is going to carry your entire turn. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +2 and go again. And then whenever a weapon you control hits this turn, create 2 copper tokens. So you're going to be able to, if they start taking your hits, think about it. You're going to come in with a hot streak. If they take that, that's 2 copper tokens. And then if they take your hit from the Centauri Saber, that's what it's called, right? Centauri Saber. If they take that, okay, I just got 4 copper tokens. And you know what that's going to translate to later? This card here, Blood on Her Hands. This is going to allow me to cash in those copper for extra attacks, extra damage, everything, all this good stuff all around. Unsheathed is another one. This is from this is from Rosetta, right? This card right here. This card's silly, guys. I love it. I love this card. Your next sword attack this turn gets +3 attack, and when this attacks, if its attack is greater than twice its base, it gets go again. And then, of course, it has go again on itself. Blocks for 3. That's another thing we have to talk about real quick, guys. Look at these block values. Every single card blocks for 3 or more. Every single one of them, other than the equipment, obviously, that's different. But every single one of the actual cards in the deck blocks for 3 or more, with the exception of one card, one of the best cards in the deck, the Gorganian Tome. I just don't think... Some people play without this card. I've even seen some people play without the, the Crown of Dominion. I'm going to take the gold token every time, guys. I just think it's that good. I think it allows me to do so much more. If I need to block out with all but one card and I can keep a blue in my hand, okay, well, I'll tell you what. With a gold token, I will pitch the blue. I have 3 resources. I'm going to use the gold token to draw a card. Now, both my weapon attacks are free, and I can do whatever from there, potentially, right? So if you could save, especially if you could save 2 cards, that'd be ideal. I didn't even talk about Blade Flourish, just a good card, guys. Target attack gets +2. Your next weapon attack gets +2. If you have go again, you're just going to be wreaking havoc. Outland Skirmish, also, I need to talk about this real quick before we go down. I will skip some of these. Your next one-handed weapon attack this turn gains +3, and the next time a weapon attack hits this turn, create a copper token, and this has go again. This is a very important setup card as well. Outland Skirmish and Spoils of War is how you're getting all these copper tokens, right? This is like your main source of copper generation. The gold generation comes from the leader effect and the Crown of Dominion. So if they start taking these leader attacks very loosely, they're going to be in trouble, right? They're going to be in trouble. Blood on Her Hands, we already talked about this a little bit, guys. This card is just, it ends up being one of your highest damage output turns you can have, especially when you can combo it with something like what I showed earlier with Gorganian Tome, or just a gold token. A gold token's probably not going to be as strong as what we're doing here with this Gorganian Tome being a totally free card draw, turning on your weapon attacks, for free for the turn. Your weapons become free. But Blood on Her Hands is massive, guys. This is what I think I had. Guys, I just thought of it. I was running more hit and runs in my original list before I added the Nourishing Emptiness. If I'm not mistaken, I was running 2 hit and run reds, and then I had 1 Outland Skirmish red and no Nourishing Emptiness. But this is the new card I'm leaning towards. I love the idea of drawing these extra cards, getting extra power going, and just all that. And it's a 2-cost 6. It's a 2-cost that comes in for 6, blocks for 3, has Dominate, and can give me more cards. Like I said, really incredible card. Hit and run. So this is nice, but this is this is basically a last resort card, I have to say. I don't use this very often for my limited playtesting. Like, I think across the 3 or 4 games I played now, I don't think I played this more than... I don't know if I played this card once. If I did, it might have been one time. Maybe it was 1 or 2 times altogether. So I'm not a huge fan of this card, but it's still nice to have. I probably need to turn it into a blue. I'm going to be honest, guys. If I were to make any immediate revisions, I would actually consider turning this into a blue card. However, one thing you have to be careful when you're doing that is making sure your red and yellow ratios don't dip too low. You need a certain amount of red cards, a certain amount of red cards, yellow cards, and blue cards. Okay, raise an army. This is another way to cash in on your gold tokens. My last opponent was very smart about taking out my Centauri Sellswords. But I'll tell you what, this is a pretty decent card. And if you're in a good enough position where you can get like 2 or 3 gold tokens to cash in on this effect, you know, it can get pretty nasty pretty quickly. Big fan of this card. I think it's really cool. I could see myself going down to like 2 of this card, though. I don't know if this needs to be a 3 of. Especially with my playstyle in particular, I think this card can be a 1 or a 2 of and actually be completely fine. We'll have to see what happens over time. Slice and Dice, this is nice. I play it at, that rhymed, but no, this is a nice card. I play it as a yellow 3 of, but I think you can kind of play this however you need to as well. Like if you're trying to go up red cards, trying to go up yellow cards, just go whichever Slice and Dice you need. Or if you just don't have enough blues, go with the blue one. I'm pretty sure this comes in all 3, right? And that's what I would do to mess around with that. Let me just check real quick while we're here. Let me do edit. Let me go slice. Okay, yeah, Slice and Dice can be red, yellow, or blue. I thought so. And so you can kind of move this. I think this is a very flexible card. The main part about this card is, okay, make it the color you need, and it basically, it gives you go again, and it gives you value across 2 different weapons. So it's really nice in that way. Steelblade Shunt, I can't say enough good things about this card into matchups that have a lot of attack reactions. This card is nasty, right? This card is really strong into any kind of card that has attack reactions. Now, real quick, while we're on Steelblade Shunt here, I do want to go down and mention this real quick. If you're going into a matchup where, like, you don't need any attack reactions because they just don't, you know, or excuse me, if there's, like, no big physical attacks they're doing, you might want to switch out those cards for Count Your Blessings or these Oasis Respites. It's up to you. Or if you guys have a better idea, tell me. This inventory sideboard, or whatever you want to call it, this is not perfectly worked out yet. This is just where I'm at so far with it, trying to account for every different matchup that I've come across. I think against like more of the arcane damage matchups like Viserai, any kind of wizard, I think Count Your Blessings is the way to go over the Steelblade Shunts. And that's why I have those in there the way that I do. I'm not going to lie, though. I'm not going to lie. It's probably even better to leave the blue Steelblade Shunts in here because it's a blue. It's a blue. It blocks for 3 if needed. It pitches for 3. And it's a defense reaction just in case you need it, whatever. Right? It doesn't really matter. But the main thing is this. You know, you do need a certain amount of blues, so it's hard to get rid of those because you can just use those to pay for things, right? Even if you have Arcane Barrier, you can use the blue to pay for that stuff. But Fate Foreseen and Sink Below against a deck that's running like primarily arcane damage, yeah, these are dead cards, right? Like the Fate Foreseen and Sink Below in particular against decks that are running like super high arcane damage, you might want to dump those and go up your Oasis Respites and your Count Your Blessings, or just go up all 9 of these, right? Just drop the yellow Steelblade Shunt, drop the Sink Below, drop the Fate Foreseen, and go up all 9 of the cards we just said. If the blue Count Your Blessings was still available, it would be absolutely incredible in this situation. So yeah, I've got the red Steelblade Shunt because I have this idea in my mind that this card would be so good into something like what's his name, the new Jarl Vitretti. I feel like this card would be really good into him if he tries to come in with a 6 attack with his hammers or his polearm or whatever he's running. Like, okay, if he comes in for 6, we can actually just pay 1 and totally counter that, and then he takes 1 damage. That's my idea at least. But there's also other things too, like if you have your Valiant Dynamos, which he might target the Valiant, let's be honest, he's going to target Valiant Dynamos to destroy those as soon as possible with his little mangle combos. But if you do still have your Valiant Dynamos, well, Steelblade Shunt in yellow is going to go, okay, Valiant Dynamo +5, that's getting out of a 6. Really nice interaction there. Then last but not least, guys, let me go down here to the Glint. I almost forgot these. We went straight to the inventory. Glint the Quicksilver. I really like this card. I know a lot of people are running like Iron Song. Let me see. I think I had a maybe. Let me go to edit. I had some maybe cards, I think. No, I didn't. But some people are running like the Iron Song stuff. Let me see. Iron Song Determination, I think it is, or Response. I do think this is a good card. I'm just not running it currently. I don't think this is a bad card at all. There's definitely something here. Iron Song Determination as well. I think that one's pretty good. Iron Song Pride. I don't like this one as much. I don't like counters. I don't like dealing with counters. Maybe when I get more comfortable with it, it'll appeal to me more. But I really don't like this. But Iron Song Determination. Let me scroll down so you guys can read it if you need to. Target weapon gains +1 and dominate until end of turn. That is a card that is just really good to run as like a 1 or a 2 of, and it can just close out games if you have a really nasty follow-up turn where it's like, okay, we'll go, you know, Blade Runner into Blade Flurry, and now all of a sudden my next attack's gonna be like a 7 or 8 coming in with dominate. You know, it could be so strong like that. But again, I'm not all in on this card, but I do think there's some potential there. But I've seen a lot of people, I do like to spectate matches all the time with Kassai, and I've seen a lot of people running the Iron Song Response, and I get it. It's a good card. It's a very solid card. Speaking of that, I do like the Iron Song Versus, but the other, let me go to the Brave Forge Bracers. Here they are. I like these as well. It's probably a total player preference thing, but the Brave Forge Bracers are pretty cool, right? Once per turn action, pay 1. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +1, and activate this ability only if a weapon you control has hit this turn. Go again. I feel like having this on the board, it basically threatens your opponent, right? It's basically saying like, okay, are you sure you don't want to block this? Because think about what will happen next. If you don't block this, number one, I'll probably get a Vigor token if I have the resources with Grains of Blood Spill, and you're also tempting me to get my next attack +1, and it's usually going to be the Centauri Saber, and now it's coming in for 4. So any type of when attacking effects that are going in there, you might have to give me a piece of your equipment to get out of that. So, well, you know, this is something we definitely need to think about. I'm a big fan of the Brave Forge Bracers, but I do think the Iron Song Versus might be slightly better. It's almost like, what do you like better? Do you like the Courage tokens better, or do you like, you know, just getting +1 attack in? And it's kind of, I guess it kind of ends up being the same thing. I don't know. You guys tell me. But here's a Courage token for those who don't know what that is. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole list, guys. Oh, excuse me. So the Glint, the Quicksilver, this one was really good. It's a blue. I think I even said this in the game we were watching. It's like, okay, blocks for 3, pitches for 3, has go again. If the defending hero has defended with a card from their hand, this chain link, draw a card. So then from there, if they defended your first attack because they had to or something, like if it's late enough in the game, let me make my camera a little bit bigger. There we go. If it's like late enough in the game where they had to block out, okay, no problem. Give this card go again and draw a card. You know, give your attack go again, excuse me. Give your attack go again and draw a card. And now we're going to come in with the second weapon, and it's going to be free. So then we can pay for extra stuff for next turn with the Bracers or with the blood spill, the Grains of Blood Spill with the chest piece here. There's probably an idea. You probably can run Find All Spring Tunic if you really want to. But guys, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I created quite a few Vigor tokens once the game got going. Like, once we made it past the big burst damage turns, I was able to create quite a few Vigor tokens pretty aggressively. And this was still while I was figuring the deck out. So over time, I should get better and better at choosing the proper time to get this over something like an Iron Song Versus. And typically speaking, from my limited experience, getting the Vigor token almost always takes precedence because it gives you a resource so you can do more damage in the long run anyway. Okay, let's go to a few more here. Overpower. This is another one where it's just like Glint the Quicksilver. You can just up and win a game from this, right? It has target weapon attack, gains +2. It's an attack reaction. Pitches for 3, blocks for 3. It costs 3, though. It does cost 3, but you can buff your weapon by 2, or with the reprise here, if the defending hero has defended with a card from their hand, this chain link, from whatever card from their hand, this gains an additional +2. Now, I think this is the card that probably gets, you know, knocked out by something like the Iron Song cards we were looking at. Let me just bring those up one more time. The Iron Song, not Determination, Response. Whoops, I just hit deck. I did not mean to do that. Let me remove that. Where is it? Okay, right here. This is probably just a better card for what we're trying to do if you're trying to sneak damage in. But the irons, how do I say this? It's like the other one, I've lost it now. Not Glint, Overpower. It's almost like the overpower just has a little bit more versatility in my personal opinion. But again, I think that might come down to player preference as well. But again, I saw a lot of people running these Iron Song responses, like cruising through the decks and seeing what people are playing, and just watching random spectating random games on the Talishar sim. Okay, so let me go back. We got one more card to talk about, and we'll end this up. I've been yapping for way too long. Here we go. Precision Press. Another card that's just great utility, great versatility later in the game. But honestly, guys, this card. So this is a blue, blocks for 3. Excuse me. It costs 1, and it gives your next sword or dagger attack this turn go again and piercing, and it has go again, of course. This card is actually very good as a utility card. I think I kind of like this better than the hit and run. So there might be some idea there, but I don't. So some people might. Hang on, let me see. Your next weapon attack this turn gains go again. If you have attacked with a weapon this turn, your next attack this turn gains +2. See, that's where I don't like the hit and run. It's like, okay, wait, this is not a reaction, so I can't actually go in and, you know, go crazy with this. Whereas, like, Precision Press actually just sets up you for, you know, just go all in. And one thing I might mess around, and it has piercing. That should not be, you know, that should not be underestimated either. So one thing I might do going forward is I might go blue Precision Press and then yellow Precision Press here. We'll have to see. We've got some testing to do. But yeah, there's some ideas there. Okay, I'm done. What do you guys think? What are some good inventory spots for each, you know, explain, you know, what's some good cards for matchups that I might not be thinking about yet? What do you guys think about hit and run? What do you think about Precision Press and Overpower with the Iron Song stuff? And yeah, what do you think about Kassai overall? What do you think about the Nourishing Emptiness? This is my next project that I really want to work on because I saw some lists running this and I really like the way it looked. The Gorganian Tome and everything, the whole shebang. All right, I'm done, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. And don't be scared to leave comments in the comment section. It's been a while since I've been on, but guys, I do already have another video planned to release hopefully as soon as I can, probably sometime this upcoming week. Yeah, at the time of recording this, sometime this upcoming week. And it's going to be another one on Viscerai because I just really enjoy that. It's going to be a gameplay style video where we just talk about the deck like this, break it down, and have a good time. And yeah, all right, that's it, guys. I'm done. Again, don't be scared to say something in the comment section below. Please be nice. Remember, guys, like I said, this is my first time playing Kassai. Like, I think I played it somewhere between 3 and 5 times. So it was somewhere around 3 to 5 times. So be nice. Try to help me out. Say, like, hey, one thing you could do in this situation is this, or so on and so forth, because I'm always looking to learn. But yeah, all right, that's it. I'm done. Till next time, guys. Peace.